Now let's understand the next topic called this pointer, or otherwise this object reference. Internally, JVM maintains a special built-in pointer called as THIS in memory. And this THIS pointer always points to the currently active object, which means the object upon which the code is currently in execution. To understand this pointer as well as the meaning of this statement, let's consider this pointer is there inside the memory of JVM, and then we have a class something like employee, which has two variables and methods, something like this one. And then we want to execute this code, which has four statements. As usual, JVM starts executing the statements one by one. And when JVM executes the statement, that is the first statement, at the time of execution of this first statement, object E1 is the active object. And when JVM completes this E1 and goes to the next statement, E2 is the active object. And when this is completed, when JVM goes to E1, this time E1 becomes the active object. That means the currently active object is not always the same object. It keeps on changes, right? So to understand this statement, let's say JVM started the execution of this code with the first statement, object E1. When JVM executes this statement, until the time this statement is in execution mode by JVM, object E1 is called the currently active object, and therefore THIS points to the object E1. When JVM finishes the execution of this statement E1 and moves to the next statement, what happens is object E2 becomes the active object and THIS switches to E2. Once again, when this one is completed, what happens? JVM moves to the next statement. When JVM executes the statement number 3, because the object on which statement number 3 is E1, what happens is this THS again moves to E1. So that is where THS always points to the currently active object. When this statement is being executed, what happens? You see here inside the set method, we have THIS. THIS currently means E1. Right. So that means this 101 goes into this employee number, and here THIS means E1. E1 dot employee number is equal to 101. And when this statement is completed, what happens? Currently active object is E2, and then here the THIS is now E2. That means within the same code, this THIS is sometimes E1 and sometimes E2. So that is the meaning of the currently active object and the meaning of the this pointer. That is the information about the this pointer. Hope you understood. Now let's move on to the next topic.